right now in art, we're creating our own germ. We've been talking about viruses and bacteria. Now, these are very different, but also similar at the same time. So here is a picture of some of the bacteria that is living on your hand. Yes, your hands have bacteria on it. So that's why we've been talking to Nurse Jen about hand washing. What makes bacteria different from viruses is that it attacks your entire body at once. They carry the cells needed for multiplication, so they kind of just keep growing and growing. So as you can see here, a lot of the bacteria has grown and gotten bigger. Now, viruses are still a little bit different. Viruses are much smaller than bacteria, and they need living organisms to reproduce. So they can't multiply or get bigger unless they are living in your body. They attack your genetic material, and they're actually not living. Viruses are not alive, they are just floating. However, what makes viruses and bacteria very similar is that they both have the ability to make you very sick. Okay.
Hi guys, it's Nurse Jen, and I just want to talk to you a little bit about hand washing and about germs because it's almost flu season, so it's super important that you know all about germs. So the best way to protect yourself from getting the flu is to wash your hands really, really well every day. And that involves first turning the water on and getting your hands wet. Sometimes I see kids all the time, getting the soap on their hands, but not actually wetting their hands first, and then you can't make a really good lather. So get them wet, and then get some soap, and then scrub them. And the idea is to scrub them for at least 60 seconds. So sing a song, sing the happy birthday song in your head, or the ABC song, and really scrub them all over. Make sure you get your fingertips, make sure you get the backs of your hands all the way up to about your wrist, okay? Then rinse them off really well, and then get a paper towel and dry them off nice and dry. And if you can, take the paper towel and turn the water off if it's the water with a faucet. So try really hard not to touch what we call the T-zone. That's from here, right, all the way down and across here where your eyes are, because your eyes and your nose and your mouth are where all the germs are, and you're gonna be rubbing all that and touching doorknobs and pencils and stuff. So we don't want you to get sick. We need you to stay healthy. So stay away from germs and protect yourself by washing your hands and not touching your T-zone.
Now, today we're gonna begin painting our germs. We're going to be using something called complementary colors. Raise your hand if you think you know what complementary colors are. Complementary colors are colors that are across from each other on the color wheel. So if you look at the very top of this graph here, you can see that yellow is at the top, and right below it is purple. So that means that yellow and purple are complementary colors. Let's take a look at the blue, which is in the bottom left-hand side of this graph. If you follow that arrow all the way across to its complement, we can tell that our complement of blue is, I hope you said orange. And now let's take a look at the green. Follow the green arrow that is connected to the color green, and then what does it go across to? I hope you said red, because red is the complement of green. We're gonna be using a couple complementary colors to be painting our germs. So even if you look on my color wheel, we can see that blue and orange are across from each other. Also, yellow and purple are across from each other. Red and green are also across from each other. So be thinking about what two colors you might want to use. Remember, you're going to be using the complements. So if you wanted to use red, you would also have to use green today as well. Now, I want to pick your brain a little bit. I want you to take a look at the complementary colors, and raise your hand if you can tell what is similar about each set of complementary colors. Okay, I hope I got some good answers there. But the answer is that one is a cool color and one is a warm color. So they're always opposites. Just like warm is opposite from cool, the complementary colors will always be one warm and one cool color. So for instance, with the purple and yellow, the yellow is the warm and the purple is the cool color. So your sculptures should have hardened over the week. They should be pretty hard now. It's important that we do not bang this against the table. You also want to make sure that it's in the middle of your table so it doesn't fall off the edge. That would be really sad. And anytime that you pick up your sculpture, you should hold it like an itty bitty little baby. Take good care of your sculpture, of your baby germ, so that he or she doesn't break. So be very, very careful with these guys. So before we begin painting, you're gonna need a few different things. You're obviously gonna need your sculpture made out of clay. You're gonna need a placemat, but notice I didn't unfold the placemat. I'm gonna keep it closed like a book because we actually don't need as much space for painting today. So keep this closed. This is one of the only days where you keep your placemat closed. Paintbrush, paper towel, and then you're also gonna be sharing a cup of water with your neighbor. When you're ready, we're gonna get our paints. Remember, you're using 2 different paints. We're using complementary colors. I have purple and I have yellow. Those are the ones that I chose to do. So when you're ready to start painting, you need to find the lid. My hands are a little dirty because I've been working with paint all day. I'm gonna open it up and you just need to dip. Probably don't need to let it drip. It's probably good to start. And then you are ready to start painting. Now you are using these 2 colors, so you might wanna save some areas when you start your first color of paint and then use a different color on the areas that you don't go over. So I'm not gonna paint everything yellow. I'm just gonna paint the parts that I want yellow. So now I've added some yellow paint to my germ. I want you to notice that I painted the inside of the mouth. I didn't paint the teeth and the tongue because I'm gonna use the purple for those areas. I went on the back side. I'm double checking, making sure I got all those spots. Now you don't have to paint on the very bottom of your pinched germ, but I would try to get as far down as you can without picking it up, because you want to cover up the places that people can see it, but you also don't want to paint it and then accidentally glue it to the bottom of the paper. So I'm not going to paint the whole thing, but I'm going to try my best to get all those spots. Now it's time for me to wash my brush, so I'm going to dip, swirl, make sure that all that gunk gets out of there, let it drip, and then I'm going to use my paper towel and dab. No, not this kind of dab. You want to dab your paintbrush on the paper towel. All right, now that my towel has dried up everything that's on the paintbrush bristles, I can close my last paint. I'll put it to the side and then find my new one. Okay guys, so I am all done creating my germ. Here are the things I want you to notice. That I took my time and I painted all the different areas that I could see. Now remember, there's some areas underneath that I couldn't paint because I couldn't see them. That's okay, that's not what I'm looking for. All the areas that I didn't paint yellow, I'm gonna paint purple, so now he has some crazy eyes. I also got a little bit more creative on the back, and I added some polka dots. Once you are done, here's what you need to do. Make sure that your glue is closed, and then you'll return those to the green counter where you got them so that someone else can use them tomorrow. Then you're gonna take your brush, put it in the water. You're gonna take your water, follow the green arrows as always. You know how I am, guys. And then you're just going to leave it in the sink for me to clean later. Don't worry about cleaning it yourself. Remember, your paint cups will go back with their color on the green counter. It's important that we respect other people's art. So make sure that the only art that should be touched is your own. Please don't touch anyone's art for anyone or any purpose whatsoever. It's just very respectful, and we need to be respectful of all the hard work that one of us has done. And this, we need to let it dry. I don't want you having to pick it up and ruin the paint, so for now we're just going to push it to the side. Raise your hand. I'll double check and make sure that there's nothing else that you can do better. And then I'll let you go ahead and get cleaned up, and then you can start a new activity by pushing this away so that no one's touching it and that you're not tempted to accidentally push it over or whatnot. Anyway, guys, I think that today's gonna be awesome. I'm so excited to see all the crazy germs that y'all are gonna create. Bye.